Live from Austin, Texas, you're listening to the Next 15 Podcast Show with Trey North, a live podcast covering random topics such as relationships, current news, and everyday life issues, along with my co-hosts, Chris McAllister and Andrea Clark. Get ready for the next few minutes as we hope to make you laugh, educate, and inspire you. Welcome to the Next 15 Podcast Show. It's Friday night, 7 o'clock, and you know what time it is. It's time for another episode of the Next 15 Podcast Show, and as you can see, Andrea Clark's back in the studio. Welcome, Andrea.
What's up, everybody? I can't see your face, so just hit me up in the place.
Well, you were gone for about, 2 or 3 weeks?
Yes.
Got a little break. Did you miss the podcast?
I did.
Yeah?
It was a staycation for me.
Staycation. Are you still on vacation?
Yes, I'm still on vacation.
Ain't nobody got that much time in the world. You must have been at your job for a long time.
I have.
Hey, listen, we're missing our plus one. It's Chris McAllister. He's not with us. He's him and Pastor Kim are on out of town taking care of some business with Life Changers Church right here in the beautiful city of Austin, Texas. So you're not getting the welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's feel good to be back in the saddle. You're not getting that tonight. But I tell you what, we got a special treat tonight for you. We don't have Pastor Chris, but we got his brother, my good friend, Pastor Dwyane McAllister, all the way from Tyler, Texas. What up?
What up? What up? Hey, everybody. Glad that I'm able to be on the show tonight, so I'm ready to get this thing started.
Before we get things started, man, I want to give a shout out to our listeners over there in the Spreaker app. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're tuning in live at Facebook and YouTube, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And also want to give a shout out to those, our Buy Me Coffee supporters that support the podcast. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your contributions. Everything goes to the podcast, and we thank you so much for sowing into this podcast / ministry first, podcast second. Also, the listeners in Spain, India, Russia, all around the countries, our international listeners, thank you so much. And those who are watching, of course, this video podcast. Want to give a shout out to my mama. Hey, mama, I know you somewhere listening. Yeah, I do that. That's what I do. Tonight's topic, man, it's a randomish night. So for those who are just joining us for the first time, I'm Trey North. You see Andrea Clark and our special guest, Dwyane McAllister. We do a podcast. We cover random topics such as relationships, current news, and everyday life issues. I got some stuff going on in my background here. Apologize for that. But tonight is a randomish night. So tonight is an interactive podcast, as always, with topics off the cuff. Our main focus tonight is Lacefronts versus Manweaves, but we're not going to jump into that until a little bit later in the show. But we're going to start it off with maybe some random topics from you, the listeners, and those that are watching by way of Facebook and YouTube. This might get a little grimy, y'all, but it's all friendly and fun. We like to have fun and cut up on a randomish night. Listen, before I do that, go to next15podcast.com. If you haven't heard our podcast or have missed some podcasts, go back and check out our previous episodes. We got a lot of content. We got probably about 79 or 78 podcasts. Great content. We have everything from spiritual to current news, like I said earlier before, and we appreciate that. Without further ado, let me give a shout out over there to Rod Garrett, Shamika Yarbrough, Jacqueline Hammett. There's my mama, Louise Bernard, and anybody else that is watching. Thank you so much again. Okay, guys. Anybody want to start off with this random topic, or y'all got anything? I got a bunch.
Well, you the main host. Yeah, you the main host. Let's start with what you got.
Oh, well, you my guest, so I didn't want to be rude. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm going to defer to you.
All right. let me. I'm gonna start slow. I'm gonna jump out the gate. What do y'all think? And this came from Shamika Yarbrough. This didn't come from me, by the way. What do y'all think of divorce parties? Like, should there be a party after you get a divorce? I mean,
divorce parties?
Yeah, like a divorce party.
Now, I have seen that on Facebook from a couple of ladies having a divorce party with a big old sign in the, in the yard, and they just celebrating. So I want to say it's not a bad thing depending on how the divorce ended.
Okay.
So if it ended,
Mm-hmm.
fair, mutual agreements, then I say, okay, no divorce party is needed. But if it was on bad terms, he probably cheated or whatever, left you real bitter, then I think, then that's when you and your girl's going to go celebrate a divorce party.
Hmm.
Any comment on that, Dwayne?
I mean, not really. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about a divorce party. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me personally, I think some stuff is between you and, what I'm saying, that whoever, that other person. I definitely think that, hey, if it was a divorce and you needed to get out of it for whatever reason, I mean, I definitely think that you should get out. But I mean, and if you're gonna celebrate, I would probably celebrate internally. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, hey, or your closest friends. I mean, but to put it out on blast like that, I don't know. Like I said, that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah.
I mean, should you? I mean, even though it's bad, should you? I mean, like, should you be celebrating that you got a divorce?
I mean, it depends. To me, it depends on the circumstance.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
If you in a relationship and you getting beat,
What?
then it might be good that you get out. And that I was saying for men.
Yeah, that's why I said this depend on the situation.
Yeah.
Well, you said a while ago. You said a while ago that if it turned out good, then you wouldn't need a party. But I mean,
If y'all was on mutual agreements, then you don't need one.
okay, all right. Jacqueline Hammett says a divorce party. Not a fan. Just me getting married. Yes.
Yeah, I agree
mm,
with that.
I mean, I guess like you said, but you're support. I guess when you're saying when you're partying after a divorce, and it was bad, then you're it's like a party, like okay, new life, new celebration, new beginnings. Is that what you're trying to say?
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Okay, all right. But if it turned out good, no
Yeah.
party.
No.
You wouldn't party with the
I
person
mean,
you divorced. If it was good
I mean,
terms.
because I think for me it depends. Like, okay, you get a divorce, but let's say if there's kids involved. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to be hurt in the transition. So yeah, you might be feeling good as the
Hmm.
person that's getting it out, but if y'all have kids together, those kids are going to be affected. You know what I mean? So
That's true.
for me, I don't know if I would be celebrating it outright like that. Like, I'm glad I'm away from your daddy. Hey, nah, I wouldn't
Right.
just be.
Look,
You know
single
what I'm saying?
time,
Right. It's like, I've been wanting to talk to this other person anyway. So, nah,
So
that's
you
just
party
not
with
what I
them.
would.
I don't
Right.
know. I don't know. I don't
Right.
know. I don't know. That's cool. Hey, Rod has one. He said, "What do we think about the Siobhan sentencing? Oh yeah, he got sentenced today, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna go with justice.
Well, yeah,
I don't know. I'm gonna go with justice.
because again, he did take somebody's life.
Yeah,
Regardless of his title,
yeah.
you're a police officer, so you put your knee on the back of this man's, head.
Touche.
He stopped breathing.
Touche.
So because you wanted to use excessive force because of your badge, then you caused a lot of tragedy towards his family and everybody else's. So I feel he should get max.
What do you got?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Hey, if you guys have any comments, feel free to type them in the chat room, whether you're on the Spreaker app, YouTube, Facebook. Also, you can call in 512-827-9164. Rod says, it's my understanding he still gets part of his pension, though.
Yes.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
See, now
That is
see.
so
Yeah. I
weird.
don't. Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't agree. I don't agree with that. I'm. This man basically killed somebody.
Right.
In the public eye.
Mhm.
In the
Right.
public eye, I feel like that there should have been more sentencing.
Right.
And I don't agree with, and I didn't see that either, but I don't agree with that. I mean, because if it was anybody else, would that have been the case as well?
Yeah.
That's what I look
Exactly.
at.
Yeah.
If it was anyone else, would they still be getting in that? I mean, so
Yeah.
I don't agree with that, and I don't think that's fair to the family too.
Yeah.
George Floyd's
Exactly.
family
Yeah.
either. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
Exactly, because I feel like if it was, again, one one of our color, have done something wrong, are they going to give us probation, or are they going to just take everything else from under us?
Yeah.
They're not going to let us take everything that we invested our whole life at, at the job.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Scott says, and thank you for listening, Marcus Scott. Dr. Scott, no pension.
All right.
That should go to the family. Absolutely.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. And then Ross says, in the state of Minnesota, he will only serve 15 years for good behavior.
I don't
agree with
that.
that at all.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
Wow.
Mm-mm.
Wow. That's a good random topic to bring up, man. That's something to think
Yeah.
about. Okay, let's switch it up. Oh God. Bonnets. I got in airports, grocery stores, funerals. I don't know. What do y'all? Let me ask Dwyane. What do you think about the What do you think about these bonnets, bro? Like I just recently came back from a trip, and in the airport, I've seen so many bonnets. Care to expound on that, bro?
So I mean, bonnets, like you said, I really think it depends on the generation that you're in, because my wife and I just came back from vacation too, right? And we were in the airport, and I saw quite a few of those.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say I saw quite a few of those on a select group of people. So, so I really just, I don't like it, me personally. I mean, but once again, it's probably how I was raised. I was always raised, if you're gonna go out somewhere, you need to make yourself nice and groomed and and tidy and neat. But I mean, for some other people, it's not so much. But I can definitely say in the airport, I saw quite a few of them, and then I saw everybody patting their head like that too. I was like, so
I just want to get. Let me circle around back. You said a select group of people.
The millenniums. The millenniums.
The millenniums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Millennials.
Wow.
Select people.
So there was different skin tones and different pigmentations as kids in regards to where these bonnets were held. So they were more of the darker persuasion, I'll say it that way. So, but like I said, to each his own. I mean, like, I'm not a fan of it, but hey, I do understand sometimes. I mean, you see them in Walmart, you see them in the dollar store, you see them everywhere.
Everywhere.
I think it's just a style.
with the fluffy flip flops that look like the pool.
I got a bad taste in my mouth on that. I just think, I understand it's a style, but I think our beautiful women, regardless of race or whatever, they should really think about that. You know what I mean? I mean, we should be looking our best at all times. You know what I mean? I understand you want to be relaxed, and especially in the airport setting where you're traveling, but you're still a lady. You're still a queen. You know what I mean? And you should carry yourself as such. That's just my whole take on it. I don't know. That might not be everybody's.
But I will say this too, though. I will say this. I can, and I'm not going to even just say for the ladies. I will say that it's hard. I think it's, like I said, it's the generation, because I have seen the young men, like, just, I don't know. I think it's, like I said, it's how you were raised. But I see young men, like, they don't comb their hair, they don't iron shirts, they don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just throw on something and you're ready to go. So I mean, how can you really get mad at somebody or really have something to say when it's a whole generation of people that do that? So,
but in our generation, we wouldn't get caught. We wouldn't get caught without ironing starched jeans and creases. You know, nobody does that anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
No.
I don't know.
The first day of school, I had my stuff ironed. I'm like, I'm finna kill him today when I go to school today. My stuff was creased and starched and ironed and ready to go.
Did you use Stay Flow?
Did. And I also sent them to the cleaners, and I automatically had them starched the way I needed them.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Absolutely. I tell you what, guys, let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll jump on this randomish topic. Listen, if you're listening or watching, thank you so much. When we come back, you can put in your random topics. We'll be happy to discuss them, and we'll see you guys right back here on the Next 15 podcast after these messages. Thank you for listening to the Next 15 podcast show tonight. Tune in every Friday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Spreaker. Join my co-hosts, Andrea Clark, Chris McAllister, and me, Trey North, for a night of random topics covering relationships, current news, and everyday life issues. Follow us at Next 15 Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or go to next15podcast.com and subscribe to our website for special content and news about upcoming podcasts. Go to Spreaker.com and join our chat room and participate during the live show. You can also listen to previous shows on Apple and Google Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Now, let's get back to the show. You're listening to the Next 15 podcast show with Trey North on Spreaker.com. And we're back. Welcome to the Next 15 podcast show. I'm with Andrea Clark, our co-host. Our other co-host, Chris McAllister, is out for the evening, but we have a suitable replacement, well enough. Pastor Dwyane McAllister, all the way from Tyler, Texas. And tonight is Randomish Night, in case you're just tuning in. And we just got through talking about bonnets in airports. And I saw a comment that Rod Garrett put in there. He's like sweating out do-rags too. That's true. Yeah. Like, should we wear do-rags? Because guys are guilty. Now, let's be fair about it. Guys are guilty when it comes to wearing their do-rags anywhere, and a brush, you know what I'm saying, in their hand. So, I mean, if we're going to talk about the the bonnets, then we definitely have to address the do-rags. Listen, if you want to comment in the chat room and you're already here, throw us a topic. We'll talk about it. Also, if you want to call in at 512-827-9164, whether you're in Spreaker or you are Facebook or YouTube watching, we would love for you to participate. And I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do something that I've never done before. Let me do this. I'm going to copy this link. If you want to be on the video chat and chime in and pop in with a random topic, you can click this link right here. I'm throwing it in the chat room right now. And before you do that, please make sure you're dressed in your clothes and no bonnets. Just kidding. And keep it. This is a family-friendly show. I want to make sure that. And then also, it would be nice if you had earphones if you're going to go video so we don't hear your feedback. Anyway, the link's already up there. It's in Facebook and YouTube. You can pop in on us and holler at us and chat with us, be a part of the show. That's what we do here at the Next 15 podcast show. It's a pop-up video. Whenever you get ready, you can pop in anytime. We'll see you, and we'll get you on the show. All right. I got one. This is going to be a little, This is gonna be a little bit deeper and a little bit more personal, okay? And I hope my mama don't get mad when I do this one. I love you, mama. Is there a difference between an emergency bag in your car or an overnight bag, aka hoe bag?
Andrea, you want to answer that first?
Wait a minute, why y'all trying to throw it on me?
Ladies first.
Yeah, you have the floor, Andrea. I mean, and when I say that, a bag, for those who not, what I mean is like a change of clothes. Like if you got a change of clothes, some people carry bags with their clothes, underwear, a different outfit, shoes, deodorant, toothbrush, deodorant.
Okay, for me, I don't carry a whole bag or overnight bag. Not me at all.
Okay.
So I don't do that. So
That's a safe answer. That was safe. Good job.
It's the truth. Some females who, I guess if they're in a dating phase, they probably tend to carry whole bags with them.
Is it a whole bag? Okay, keep it going. I got a question after that.
Okay, so me, I don't carry that. So wherever I go, I go. I stay. Then I carry my clothes with me and you go home. But just keep it in your car? No, not me.
Before I continue with that, I want to give a shout out over there at Spreaker. Hey, Breeze Bonnets. She was like, wait, no bonnets? We meant no bonnets in the airport. But listen, Breeze Bonnets. Listen, I'm plugging her. Go to Instagram at Breeze Bonnets. She has all the awesome bonnets. No, Bree, we were just talking about, should bonnets be in airports and things of that nature? Is there a place for bonnets and a place that is not for bonnets? But anyway, so let's get back to this overnight bag. So what constituted as an is it a whole bag if you go with the intentions?
I mean, to me,
or is it an overnight bag or emergency bag? Does it depend on the intention?
To me, it's the same thing. I mean,
wow.
an overnight bag and a whole bag is the same thing. So,
well, let's talk about. I mean, do you agree with that, Dwyane?
I don't really know what to say because I never take any bags either. I mean, if I went anywhere, I'm going back home. I'm not staying. I'm not staying either way. So there's no need for a bag. You know what I mean? So
right.
wait. No. I know where you getting at. Listen, wait. Shamika says it might depend on what you got in that bag. That's true. Listen, but you can't say it's the same thing, Andrea, because
so
an overnight bag could be like, I'm finna go hang out with my home. I'm going over my homeboy's house. I'm going over, I'm spending the night over somebody's house. It'd be cool like that. I got an overnight bag because I'm coming back home.
Okay, so a whole bag has, the toothbrush, things that you finna spend a night, toothbrush, deodorant, change of clothes, your underwear. So a whole bag, you might have a different type of lingerie. So versus your overnight bag is just basic. So just like Shamika said, it just depends on what's in the bag and your intentions.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what else Shamika said. If you got condoms and lube, then
that's a whole bag. That's a whole bag.
She said emergency bag will have toiletries and a change of clothes. So I agree with that.
Yep. I agree with that.
I want to give a shout out to Diamond and my sister Jessica. She says, I used to travel with an overnight bag because I lived in St. Augustine and my friends were in Lufkin or Nacogdoches. And so if I didn't want to drive home, I would stay at my friend girls house. See, now that makes sense. That's an overnight bag.
That's an overnight bag.
I think it's
it just depends on what's in it.
Yeah.
Like you said.
Yeah, I think
if
it depends
you have lingerie in there. But I guess my question would be for a dude, what kind of overnight bag are you gonna have? Or if it's what is it? He's not bringing out no lingerie, I hope,
Right,
so
right.
Unless he just got these clean boxers, he just
So he might have his silk boxes for the whole bag, and then the overnight just his regular cotton ones. So he gonna pull out his vest.
Hey, Michelle. She says a whole bag is an overnight bag that stays in the car at all times.
Just in case.
Okay, so Bree said whole bag and overnight bag are one and the same. The reason why I would not keep in my car is because your deodorant will melt from the heat in your car.
That's why you have canned sprays.
Oh man, but some people are saying. Jacqueline Hammett says, "Hey, Jacqueline, same. I traveled to see my mom and friends out of town. Got tired if packing and packing and repacking, but don't need condoms or lubes. See, I think it's the intentions.
Yeah,
see,
intention.
like
Yeah.
overnight.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with what they said. But if you got depends on what you have in it. I think you have your intentions.
So it's a difference between an emergency bag, just in case you get stranded on the side of the road, and a whole bag, and an overnight bag. So it's a difference.
Yeah, I think there is a difference. I think all of it
Like,
is intentional.
Yeah.
It's the intention,
Yeah.
the intent. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, it's the intent. It's the intent of the bag. So let me ask this question though. Let me ask: what if this person go out and they just don't have a bag? Period. But the intention is to stay. They just don't have no bag.
That means
What you come in is what you go out in.
No, they're gonna stay overnight, get up in the morning, and go to Walmart and get some outfits and stuff.
Oh, okay. So that person's got money then. Okay. or they've already left their clothes over there before, so they don't have to worry about it because all they got to do is just go get their clothes that they had in that was there previously. So got you.
So what do you call that when they come in and bring clothes and set up camp? Shacking?
Depends on how often they stay, I guess.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Let's see what's in the chat room. That was Jacqueline. Michelle says, then they have to do the walk of shame when they don't have. They do. They come back in the next morning. They have the same clothes. I work in an environment just like that. They do. They come in and then they leave about 6 o'clock in the morning in the same clothes, and I'd be like, "Hey, good morning. How are you doing?" And they'd be like, before they even get to where I'm at, their head be turned like this. That's funny. That's funny. Okay. All right. Oh man, that's funny. So we got the difference between a whole bag and a overnight bag and an emergency bag. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, let's stay on this. Let's stay in this realm. For my saved Christians out there. Secular music. My super save. When rendering due benevolence to your spouse. What, man? What? Do you listen to secular music or Christian music?
Are you serious?
I'm just asking.
So what we're saying here is when when you're there, you really want to be listening. I'm climbing up the rough side of the mountain. That's what you want to hear.
Exactly.
Is that what you want to hear during
Maybe
that time of worship?
Maybe so.
I think it depends. I think it depends on the couple, man. I think it's what the couple wants now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think me personally, wouldn't be anything that's like just super bad. But I mean, there's some good secular music that's, you know what I'm saying, that's still lovely, like India Arie, or, you know what I'm saying? I think there's some good people out there that you can listen to. But I don't think I want to hear Silver and Gold.
Margaret Scott says Christian music will kill everything.
I agree.
Right, Dr. Scott. Dr. Scott, it sure will. Like, am I supposed to be worshiping right now? Or
Right.
I'm serious too. I don't know. He said worship music, really? I don't know. You know, you have people that don't listen to secular music. I mean, what do you do for in the time of romance? Not saying that you have to have music. I'm just saying, there's other things you can do. Candles.
There's some people that just don't listen to nothing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, for a man, it could be either way. Like, I can have music or I don't. I'm going to worship either way. You're going to worship either way.
You're going to render due benevolence either way, brother. Either way.
Okay, guys. Bree in the chat room said, I'm a no music kind of gal, actually. What normally born again, blood washed, sane Christian is going to listen to the gospel while making love to their spouse?
I don't know. I wonder, are there any of them out there? I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
I think it's R&B for me. So
a little Kenny G and Candles. Okay, that's
That
good.
bad.
That's instrumental.
That's not
Instrumental.
Right.
Dr. Scott says, put on some Jill Scott on until
That's
times
good.
get better. Amen. Amen. All right, I'm with you on that. I feel that.
Don't want to listen to. You don't want to listen to no R. Kelly.
Exactly. Shamika says, worship in spirit and in truth. So I get that too. I mean, hey, I'm down for the instrumental. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I can get that. Okay. Hey,
I think, and I would say in something like that, to me, once again, my personal opinion, I think too, sometimes we don't want to be so super spiritual that we're no earthly good. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever you did that drew your spouse, you know, whether it was a him or her, like I think that you need to keep it it fresh. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. It's okay to enjoy life. You know what I mean? Especially when you know who you are in Christ. So you enjoy life and you do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? To keep your spouse happy. So that's what I would say.
Okay, so Bree said, let those squeaky bed springs make all the music you need. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what's going on here.
you know, Bree.
Oh,
But I don't want to be the only one. Anybody else got some stuff? Am I the only one prepared today? I mean,
with some randomish topics.
Yeah. Before we get to the main topic.
Nah, I mean, you know, so like, so I have one of the things that I thought about was we were talking about kind of in that same vein is like, what do you do or how do you feel when one person is always expressing their love and the other one doesn't? That was in the vein of what you were talking about, Trevor, earlier. Like, how do how does that person deal with that? Kind of like what we're talking, you know what I'm saying? The expression of love, like what you just said. What if your love languages?
Andrew, I'm gonna let you go there first.
I already know it. Gosh. I don't. Okay, repeat the question one more time. I just want to make sure I answer correctly.
Well, there's no correct. I mean, there's no correct, right or wrong answer. It's just your opinion on it.
Okay, answer. Say it again.
knowing your love language with your mate, your spouse, or significant other or whatnot. Like, how do you respond to a person? Like maybe that y'all's language might not be the same, or you might not know how that person's language is. So how do you adapt to that?
Oh my gosh.
Well, let me shoot it this way. Shamika says each one has their own love language, so maybe we can discover what the other person's love language is. So that, to me, that would be effective communication. That's trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but what if you don't like their love language? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if their love language is something that you just like,
Well, okay, I'm gonna tell you what Michelle Jennings said. A closed mouth doesn't get fed. Ask for what you want. Make your needs clear.
Communication.
I mean, but see, here's my thing. When it comes to love languages and when it comes to a relationship, there should be and I'm not trying to get deep, but there should be a selfless act. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not about you, it's about your spouse. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I think with love, we should be able to communicate what the other person likes. At the end of the day, if you're not, then that person's need is not getting met, and they could possibly be going somewhere else. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know. Adrian Carter says everybody has different love languages. The key is to learn each other's love language, and we all love on different levels and times. I agree with that. So I just think it's you can't be selfish. I mean, even though you might not like something, I mean, be willing to at least try. You never know, because after all, if that's their love language and the way they would respond to that, and they're admonishing the way that you're taking care of them, you never know what comes back to you. I think I know what you're saying, buddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, no, I was just saying too. I think too, a person should be confident enough in themselves and who
Okay.
they are, and you know what I'm saying, and
Okay.
in their expression, and so it shouldn't change. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because like that's you. That's how you are. And
Yeah.
what I'm saying is like for as in a spot like kind of what you said, Trevor, like you are who you are, and you were created the way you were created. You know what I'm saying? And I think that sometimes, kind of to the point that we have to be confident in who we are and give that love the way that we know
That's
we
right.
can give that love. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? In
Yes.
Yeah.
spite
That's
of.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be preachy or anything like that, but
Yeah.
that's what Jesus did. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
That's good.
he wasn't insecure about who he was. He wasn't and because somebody didn't
Mm-hmm.
like his style, it didn't make him change his style. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
Real talk.
he kept his style. So that's what I would have to
Mm-hmm.
say in regards to that.
Good.
Okay. Hey guys. So Bree said a marriage is all about compromise. If you don't like their love language, sorry, just deal with it for the good of the relationship.
Right. I agree. So now what was your now Andrea? Because I ain't gonna let you slide out. Because
Oh gosh.
I answered. What's your response in regard to that?
It's all about communication and trying to figure the person out. So you, I guess it go back to teaching a person, like, can you really teach a person how to love you? Can you really teach a person to, to give you the needs that to give you everything that you need? Like, can you actually teach that person? So you can't, a person ain't going to know what you actually need unless you communicate it.
Yeah,
Or you show it.
just like it was mentioned earlier in the chat room. A closed mouth don't get fed.
That's true.
Ask for, make your needs clear and ask for what you want.
That's true.
Yeah, all right, that's a good one.
That's
a good,
true.
That was a good one. You got anything, Andrea?
Okay, yes, I do. So, can you be friends with your ex?
Oh.
So, can you and your friend, can you and your ex be friends after a relationship is over?
Okay, so let me repeat what you just asked. The question is, can you be friends
Mm-hmm.
with your ex from a
Mm-hmm.
past relationship? That's the
Yes.
question. That's what you're gonna go with? That's what
Yes.
you're gonna ask right now.
That's my
Okay.
final answer.
Okay. You asking me?
I'm asking both of y'all.
Let me see. Let me say it this way. I think it depends. I think it depends on the relationship that you and your ex that y'all had. You know, kind of like what we mentioned earlier in the show about depending on the intention or how it ended. I mean, you could potentially, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, sometimes people are better as friends than they were as partners. But once again, I think it just depends on on their relationship. But then at the same time, there's people that can't stand each other. And like, if I saw you, I'd hit you across the head with a brick. So, I don't know. I mean,
I'm gonna second that. I'm gonna agree with that. I mean, piggyback off of that and say, hey, I think it depends on the maturity of both individuals, and especially, it depends on how the disconnection was. How the disconnect ended. If it was on mutual terms or if it was on done in the correct manner. Then there's a possibility that you can be friends. I attended a church one time where a couple that was married previously got a divorce, and that person married somebody else, but they still remain good friends. The other couple, they still remain good friends. So I think it's depending on the maturity level, and if you did me wrong and walked out or cheated on me or something like that. I mean, I don't want to be friends with somebody that I can't trust. You know what I mean? So when you talk about friendship, there's a lot of other factors that go along with that. With me, a friend, what is a friend? You know what I'm saying? Is that your definition of a friend? You're disloyal, you cheated on me, and I want to be friends with you. You intentionally hurt me. I don't think I can be friends with you. But at the same time, if we broke it off and it was mutual and it was done in an orderly fashion, in an orderly manner, and we both understood, what I'm saying, that, hey, this just, we're better off as friends, or this is just not working, we tried it, then I think I could be friends. I don't know to what degree or to what extent. I'm not gonna say we're gonna be close friends, like I tell you everything, but definitely if it came out positive, then we could still have some type of relationship, provided that I'm not already in one. And if I am in one, how that other person feels about that situation.
That's what I was going to ask. So, like in a situation like that, then what do you do? Like if you and your ex, y'all are exes, but you're now in a new relationship, but you and your ex are like y'all are good friends. Mm-hmm. What do you do? Like to your question, what do you do now with your new person? Mm-hmm. How, do you take into consideration how they feel about you and your ex? Do you disregard how they feel and just be like, hey, well, this is my ex, but we really good. It's not like that. Like, what do you do? I mean, that's my question back to you.
Before we do that, let me get some comments in here. Michelle says, 100% if both are mature, not every relationship ends on bad terms, as long as respect is shown in your current to your current mate. Adrian says, it depends on how it ended, and if each one can set boundaries, keep it at a friend zone. Jacqueline says she's agreed they could be friends. And then Shamika finally says, if you started out with a foundation of friendship, you might have a better chance of remaining friends. Maybe, just depends. When you're talking about that and you're already involved in a relationship, I think the situation is, if we're friends, let me see, hold on. My mom says she's agreed with Dwyane, and ex is one of my best friends. Okay, that's what's up. Again, it depends. If I'm in a relationship with somebody and I'm friends with an ex and they had a problem with it, then I have to respect the current relationship that I'm in. You know what I mean? I just can't be like, well, we're friends and you got to deal with it, because they don't have to deal with it, So it depends on, where we are in this relationship. It depends on, how I value the relationship. If I don't value the relationship, then I would say something, I would say something like that. I'll be inconsiderate, you know what I mean? But if I'm considerate of the person that I'm with and they had a problem with somebody that I used to date and we were friends, then, that's a different situation. Now, here's one thing I would do. And it depends on the person I'm with's maturity, is I would probably make them, if I wanted to be friends, I would make them feel comfortable. I would have a conversation with them and let them meet that person, maybe to pick up on vibes to see, because a lot of times some people might not be the jealous type, but until they meet that person, maybe they could pick on the that women's intuition. I'm coming from a male perspective. Women want to see who this chick you friends with, let me check that vibe. Let me see if I get any ill feelings with it or not, So I think it just depends on, it depends on the person, I don't know.
Okay. So, hey guys. So Renee in the chat room said, I think there has to be respect to the new relationship. So I agree with that. I do too.
Hey Renee, thank you for joining us.
And then Bree also said basically the same thing, respect. I concur with the others. Right. It's all about respect.
Yeah. Okay. And then too, once again, kind of like what we said too, it depends on like if that's an ex, do y'all have kids or kids involved in it? Because, in our society today, you might have an ex, but everybody have kids. So, like I might have to deal with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I might have to deal with you in some certain type of capacity just because we have children, together. So, it just depends. Yeah. You have to at least be cordial if nothing else. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, wow. Let's check this out. One more comment before we go to commercial, and then we go to the topic at hand. Michelle says she hangs out with her husband, ex, and her family. Not due to her. He was friends with her nephew first. Her whole family congratulated us when we got engaged and married, so it's never been an issue. And they always make me feel like family. Again, maturity and respect. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. You don't find that often, though. I'm just to keep it 100.
Not often.
So that's a rare commodity. So if you do find something like that, but that's a beautiful thing right there. Listen, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get with tonight's topic, randomish topic, Lacefronts versus Manweaves. When we come back on the Next 15 podcast show, keep it locked. Thank you for tuning in to the Next 15 podcast show with Trey North, Chris McAllister, and Andrea Clark. Join us right here every Friday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for live chat, live phone calls, and now live video on Facebook and YouTube. Go to next15podcast.com and subscribe to our website to receive current news and exclusive content on upcoming podcasts. Don't forget to like, follow, and join us at Next 15 Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You can subscribe to the podcast on platforms such as Apple and Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. If you enjoy listening to the Next 15 podcast show and would like to show your support, why not buy us a cup of coffee to help us stay up late at night as we continue to bring you this awesome content? Go to next15podcast.com and click on the Buy Me Coffee tab, and we'll receive your donation of any size with Thanksgiving. Now, let's get back to the podcast. You're listening to the Next 15 podcast show with Trey North on Spreaker.com. And we're back with the Next 15 podcast show with tonight's special guest co-host Dwyane McAllister and, of course, the beautiful Andrea Clark. And I got to get one comment. Hey, cousin Kimberly Smith, she says, regarding our last topic, true, Trevor, you have to consider the new partner's feelings. Thank you so much for tuning in with us tonight, Kimberly. Well, we're about to end this show, but before we go, we promised you, I can't even say without laughing, Lacefronts versus Manweaves. First of all, I just want to put a disclaimer, we're not trying to talk about women or men, this is just, something that we, came up with and we thought it'd be a fun topic. Dwyane, our special guest, let's go. What do you think about lace fronts? Bad lace fronts? I tell you what, let me show you a picture of a bad lace front.
Oh. Oh,
got that off Google. Is that a good?
Is that real?
I don't know. Let me ask Andrea. Do you consider that as a good lace front?
No, I don't.
Why not?
No, because a good lace front has to be blended with your skin and it has to look natural. So that does not look natural.
But look, it's blended. She got caramel skin though.
Look at her edges.
Look at her forehead. Jesus.
What do you mean?
Like, shouldn't it come down a little bit? Like, it looked like it was way up here. Like, doesn't it supposed to come down?
No, the lace front will attach to your edges, to where the headline is, where the edges is.
So her edges are way back there, bro? Like, oh, well. I mean, anything, whatever you need to do to beautify yourself, I definitely get it. But I guess for me, that right there, when the truth comes out in this relationship, that's definitely going to have to be. That's definitely going to have to be a conversation that's going to have to be had there.
Yeah, she needs to go get that redone.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you another one.
Oh,
what? But it looks like she's working out or something.
No, it looked like she went swimming with her lace front and it just started sliding to the back.
What you?
Can you do that again? Oh,
So I thought a lace front is a lace front. Is it how's it created? Is it sewn in? No, that'd be a sewn in.
A lace front is you use got to be glue, and it's a little thin little lace that goes on on top of your hair, your baby hair, and you blend it in with your baby hair. So once it gets wet or you sweat, it's gonna lift up. So you got to put that got to be glue on it, put the blow dryer on it, and then tie it down so it can stay. She didn't went swimming with it.
The name of the glue is got to be glue.
Yes,
that's the name of the glue.
Yes.
Well, it couldn't have been. That couldn't have been glue. And it couldn't have been edges either.
I don't know. As a male, do you prefer like lace fronts versus like weave, just regular weave? Would you?
Well, I don't have a whole lot of experience there, but I mean, if either one of them are done correctly, the objective is for you not to know, right?
I always
Like,
thought, I've
Yes.
always thought that myself. Like I
yeah.
don't
So
want
if
to know that it's a, you got
right.
alopecia.
Well, I mean, I like so I don't.
Mm.
I can't say either way, I guess, personally for me, because if it's done right, I wouldn't know either way. I'd be like, oh my gosh, you
Mm.
got beautiful hair. It
Exactly.
accentuates your positives. But in a bad one, if I saw, uh, you know, it's hard for me to say. I'm trying to make sure I'm PC here, but it's
Politically
that's
correct.
tough. Yeah, that's tough. The young lady that went swimming, I would have recommended that's not something that you need to do again. Or if you're going to do that, don't go under the water. Like you
Man.
need to stay neck up. You need to stay above the water. I wouldn't recommend that.
There's certain things you can't do
You can't
Yeah,
with
you
a
can't
lace
on
be
a
like
front.
lace front.
everybody else.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
What's over there in Spreaker, Andrea?
So Bree said, I seen a lot of YouTube videos with man weaves, and when it's done correctly, I have no issue with it. If you're bald, having a man weave, you can really make it look a lot younger and help you with confidence.
Yeah, you know what? And thank you, Bree. That's a good segue because I'm not gonna be biased around here. So I don't know, Bree. You're on Spreaker, so you can't see this. But if you're on Facebook, I'm gonna show. So what you're saying is, if it's done correctly,
Right.
then all right. Well, what about that? I mean,
Mm,
is that done correctly? I mean, that's a man weave.
mm.
I mean, he had no.
He
He had
was-
the George Jefferson semi on the side,
He did.
and then he came out looking like Rastafarian over here.
He
Like
did.
I mean, and it looks good. Look at his edge up though. I'm saying,
It
I'm just
looks
saying.
good.
He's got the Steve Harvey edge up line. I mean, it's immaculate. But once again, my question would be, when you have to go back to the shop and he looks like this picture on the left, how do you explain that?
But
How
I'm
do
saying,
you?
but I mean, just like women, I'm gonna say just like women, men that have issues with but bald. I mean, they want hair. I mean, he got a lot of it. But I'm just saying, like that's a good. I mean, I would never know with this other picture on the left. I would have never
No.
known.
No, you would never know because you really can't tell.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess you would be able to tell if it started lifting up because he probably got glue just like women got glued on their lace fronts. So I'm just saying.
But do you think like the men weaves look better than a lot of the women's lace fronts?
I can't say that because just by looking at that man, I couldn't tell that it was a man weave.
Uh-huh.
So with
Versus-
some of the ladies, you would know it's a lace front because of the baby hair. It's
Okay.
laid on the forehead.
So and is that okay? Like this picture, like that.
See,
He said,
Mhm.
she should have laid her baby hair down, but she probably not finished with it neither because the lace is still on the forehead.
It looks like a mannequin.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
I know, but I'm saying like with the baby hair that's laying down. I mean,
It's not finished.
but is it true that most women that wear lace fronts they have the baby hair?
Yeah,
That's a
Is that
you
a-
gotta have the baby hair to cover up the lace, and you also have to blend,
okay.
the lace with your makeup. So
So when you say baby hair, do you mean like it has to be straight and smooth, or what if you have baby hair and it's more knotted and rolled? Do you flat iron the baby to make it straight, or do you? No, I'm just asking because I don't know. I mean, like you said, the baby, like, does it have to be fine automatically, or if it's a little bit more, unmanageable, do you have to get it managed and then?
I don't know nobody with no curly baby hair like that look like it's in the back of your neck. I don't know nobody with no baby hair like that. But if edge control can't do it, then maybe you don't need no lace front. If edge control can't lay it down, I'm sorry. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I'm not, ladies, I don't know if you're watching. Ladies, tell me if this is attractive. What about this guy?
Now his hairstyle looks good.
I mean, he bald at the top, I mean, he got a nice fade on the side, and then he got some more hair. That look like his original. Is that safe to say? I mean, is that
it
safe
does.
to say?
It does. It looks really good. You can't tell.
So my question is, would you want to? Okay, so if a man had a man weave and you met him, would you want him to tell you that he had a man weave? Is it kosher to say, hey, this ain't my real hair? This is a man weave. I mean, because you ladies don't do that. Y'all don't be like this. You know, just want to let you know this ain't my real hair. Y'all just come in with it. If
Right.
it's good, it's good. And if it ain't, we know anyway. So, I mean, so the man, would you prefer a man like he was bald come to say, hey,
I mean,
I ain't got no hair?
yes, I would want to know, like, if we end up going somewhere, or just say we hiking or doing something, and then it just the wind blows it, and then it's like a whole toupee. It's just gone, or a bird pick it up, something. But
Not a bird.
A baby bird?
yeah,
A jelly bird?
But I'm just saying, I would want to know, you know, that you have a man weave on to be prepared for certain activities that we plan to do together. So
Yeah.
Kimberly says, yes, he would need to tell me. But like, why? Y'all don't tell us?
I mean, I wear sew-ins. So if you ask me, hey, is that your natural hair? I'm gonna say I paid for it and leave it at that.
Is it kosher to ask? Is that your real hair? Like, is that kosher to ask a female, hey, is this your real hair? You know, I mean, or is that did y'all take that as an insult?
I don't take it as an insult. Some people might take it as an insult because some people probably have certain issues to where their hair can't grow. So by you asking a female that question and she don't have no hair, then it probably be, you know, an insecurity for her.
So when you say oh, go ahead, Dwyane. I'm sorry.
No. I was just going to say, I think someone said it already in one of the chat rooms or something. But you know, at the end of the day, it's about making you feel confident. And if that confidence, you know what I'm saying, if it makes you look good, it makes you feel good. I heard Deion Sanders say something that I thought was really good. He said when he looked good, he played good. And when he played good, he got paid good. So if anything that you do that makes you feel good and it makes you have more confidence, I mean, why do you have to tell somebody? You know what I'm saying? I think that person, that lady, probably is going to be drawn to the guy's swagger more than she would, you know what I'm saying? Him coming up like, hey, just so you know, this ain't really my hair, but just so y'all can see, this is really my hair. So, but I'm just saying, you know, like you feel confident. So whatever is confidence, I think that's what makes him look more attractive.
Because I was just about to say, is that a man weave you got right there? Because like I remember you used to have waves and your hair was short, and then you came back. Like when I first saw you, I was like, when did he get curls? Or
like the picture you showed with the guy, I've always had hair. I had the waves, but I mean, this is natural juices and berries. You know what I mean? So I mean, this is not. I wake up, no glue. Look at that. You see that? Look at that. Nothing. That's natural.
But that dude could do that too.
No, he could.
How do we know?
He can use juices and berries.
Yeah.
Well, he go take a shower and wash his hair. He wash his hair in the shower. He's gonna all go down the drain. That's what's gonna happen there. This is natural.
Kimberly says that's a norm for women, but men know. In reference to should we tell about the man weave? What's over there in the Spreaker chat?
Okay, so Bree said, I would want to know if my dude was wearing a man weave because I would try to learn how to do it myself and save money. Those man weaves are just expensive as a woman's lace front. And she said, no, that ain't no juices and berries. That ain't nothing but ultra perm.
Boy, she cold-blooded. No ultra perm.
Diamond says she wear wigs because she don't like to cut or dye her hair or even put heat. So I don't care if anyone has. I feel because some women do have like long hair or nice hair and they don't like to fool with it. I know a lot of women that wear like a bunch of hair. Like you was like, man, do they got any hair? They always wear weave and then they take it off. And then they got hair hanging out to their back. It's like, oh, okay, they just don't feel like dealing with that. You know what I mean? And I understand that. Yeah. But even, I think even with that, you should still make it look good. I mean, does this look good?
He look like Don King.
I'm just saying,
I guess it would be good. It depends on his confidence. I mean, if he's,
yeah.
I mean, he ready to go. If he gets his hair done and he ready to go out with y'all up there in Austin and on 6th Street or wherever, or
the domain, he gonna pull somebody.
He go to
He
the
gonna
domain
pull
and
someone, man or female. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He jump out the Corvette. I mean, hey, a mission accomplished, right? Like,
Touche.
Old school pimp.
Would you okay? Would you date a man? Okay, Andrew, I'm asking you, like that dude on the left, on the street. He came up with game. He spit that game. He's like, yo, Andrew, you know, hey, my name is so and so. You know, I know you from afar. You know, I just want to know if I can get to know you better. Would you give him a time of day?
I mean, yes, I'll give him a time of day. His hair is cute.
No, I'm talking about on the left. Wait a minute. On the left?
Wait a minute. On the left?
The before.
No.
The before.
The before picture. I'm sorry.
No. He look like somebody.
Oh.
He look like a sugar daddy.
Wait a minute. But then he
No.
come back and then he, on the after you would it's see. So see.
Looks is everything.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes, looks
It's everything, huh? But what if he was a good dude? Like, what if he was
That's what I'm
generally
saying.
a good guy? He just didn't have the hairstyle that was befitting you.
Wait a minute. Jessica says, if you went bald, would you wear a man weave? I guess she asking us.
No. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
Me personally, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't think I would too. I just shave it off and keep it clean look. You know,
I would just be bald.
Okay, so what's the difference between a man weave and a toupee?
I mean, the same as it is from a lace front and a sew-in.
I mean,
I guess because
I wouldn't do a toupee either.
Yeah, I wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do none of that. I wouldn't do any of that. Yeah. I don't know. This has been fun.
Tough question.
Yeah, that is. I think we can end it here. I don't know. Listen, want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight to the Next 15 podcast show. We appreciate you guys hanging in and out with us tonight on Friday. We do this every Friday night at 7 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and of course on Spreaker.com. If you want to go to Spreaker.com, just search the Next 15. Also, check out the website, www.next15podcast.com, where you can find this episode immediately after the show ends, and also our past episodes. We have a lot of content again. Anything from relationships to current news, random topics, we have it right here at the Next 15 podcast show. Want to give a shout out to my mom. Thank you so much for listening. And my daughter-in-law, Diamond Lasker, thank you so much. Want to shout out to my son, Javon, and my two sons, Javon and Jalen, and my grandson, King. What up? I know he don't understand what I'm saying, but I just want to give a shout out. And listen, I want to thank you, Dwyane, man. Anything you want to plug before we get you out of here, man? I know we've taken up enough of your time tonight.
No, man. No, I just appreciate being on the show in my brother's absence, so being able to be on here. So thank you guys for just inviting me. So that's it.
Man, you're a great co-host, man. We need to get you in the studio. Andrea,
Yes.
any final comments?
Final comments. If you're gonna wear a lace front, use got to be glue and not Gorilla Glue.
Oh my God!
Oh God! See,
Yo,
you didn't start.
I know you're going with that one. Yep.
Yeah,
I know you're going with that one.
This show is over. I'm not going there. Thank you for first time tuning in, Kimberly Smith. We thank you so much for tuning in to Next 15 Podcast Show. Again, next15podcast.com. You can find everything. Also, if you have Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, we're all of those platforms. Your favorite platform, you can find the Next 15 Podcast on any platform. I'm telling you, you will enjoy it. I promise you, we won't let you down. Listen, tell somebody to know somebody that knows somebody about the Next 15 Podcast Show. For Dwyane McAllister and Andrea Clark, and we say, what up, Chris? We look forward to seeing you next week. We'll see you guys on the Next 15. This has been a Next 15 podcast production. Remember, we are live Friday nights at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure you follow us at Next 15 Podcast on Instagram, Spreaker, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe to our website at next15podcast.com, where you can get exclusive content, read our blogs, and get information on upcoming episodes and special events. We'll see you on the Next 15.